the C-185. I will tell you he's got there's 2 people in that aircraft and only one person will be in the aircraft when he returns. So give you an indication of what's about to happen. And you look to your right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see something. Well, if you've not seen this before, folks, you'll be talking to your kids about it for weeks to come. The Wolf-Pitts Pro. They only built 2 of these planes in the whole world. This is the first one built. The second one is on display at the Air Museum over in the US of A. Familiar with your aircraft, the Pitts Special, that's what this one is based off, but with Stephen Wolf doing the design on the wings, and of course putting more structure into the fuselage of this aircraft. And you're about to find out why they do that. Just the stresses that the one and only Paul Bennet puts on this plane. Like no one. I think he's the best in the world, folks. So I think you might agree here in the next moment. So Paul's going to head up. You'll see this plane 3 times over the next 2 hours. He'll give us a run up with the flag drop. I can see across, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, in the plane, they can't see you, folks. They can't hear you, so I want you to look loud. Get up, wave your hands. We've got smoke on. 400 horsepower Lycoming, Mr. Paul Bennet. And as Paul does, he does nothing normal. A beautiful. That's his signature takeoff, boys and girls, all the way to the fans that can't hear us. They can definitely see that Wolf-Pitts Pro. You'll love the start of the aircraft. Now, what Paul will do, you find Richard, who is up in the C-185.
Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go?
And start a show like only Paul Bennet does. There we go, vertical climb. The smoke is on. He'll come past, and that's where I want you to look loud, Queenslanders, as he brings it on through. If you got hats, kids, or cans, throw them in the air and look loud as Paul Bennet in the one-of-a-kind aircraft comes flying through. Smoke is on, and we are at the start of the old station. So Paul is up looking for Richard in that C-185. And we will start the show with a national anthem here on cue in a moment. And introducing another McDonald as well very shortly. That's Crazy Emma's sister. So we've got a whole family in the sky. So Paul's up there starting to lock his belts down. Trying to find that C-185. There will be a skydiver that will jump out of that and unfold the Australian flag. And what Paul does then, well, I'll let him show you, folks.
Right into the sun, this time with the sun.
The eyes to the sky, careful, folks. You, at a Paul Bennet air show, you quite often get your tongue sunburned. It's just jaw dropping, mouth open, looking towards the sky.
Yeah.
So over behind the crowd now on the flight line, we can see the 2 aircraft there. A good indication on how tiny that Wolf-Pitts Pro is when you look across. That's your normal run-of-the-mill Cessna aircraft. You'll find, well, there's plenty of them here this weekend. They climb into the dizzy heights and will get above us. And that will officially start 2 hours of crazy aerobatics. We've got warplanes doing beautiful gentleman type of aerobatics. But Paul Bennet, Emma McDonald, Glenn Graham, when they take to the skies, that is the jaw-dropping moment. In through the smoke there, you can see they're starting to position. Of course, I want to hear all the kids scream out loud the moment they see our skydiver jump out of a perfectly operating aircraft. And of course, I'd like to make a big shout out to Cement Australia for bringing the flag drop to you here at the Old Station Air Show. Plenty of conversations going on up there at the moment. They're just climbing to the altitude needed for the skydiver. A little higher than where Paul starts most of his displays that you'll see a little later on. 3,500 feet is where he normally turns the smoke on, and folks, he brings it down to 3 feet. I promise you.
That's pretty high for Cessna. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Where the lights go.
I think you'll find now Richard's about to turn and get a little closer to the air display box.
Look where I'm looking.
Up there.
And remember, kids, I want you to scream as loud as you can the moment you see our skydiver jump from this airplane. The rest of you will scream when you see what Paul Bennet does then.
Oh, I've lost him. He's up there somewhere.
Up there. See? Oh, now you see that? There's two. Oh, they're
We
coming.
must be getting close now. They're virtually in line with the airstrip here at Old Station. Up into that beautiful blue sky. It's a great day for an air show, folks. You are blessed here in Queensland. Remember, kids, I want to hear some noise.
Oh, look. They're like
Getting into position now.
What are we gonna do? Do you see the little tiny plane?
Right above us now, aviators. Here we go. Oh, there you go. Now watch Paul Bennet as he'll drop down and will pull. He's pulling about 8 Gs constantly now and will spiral down with our parachutist. What do you think of that, Old Station? Make some noise! Okay, now I'm going to hand over to the beautiful Gracie McDonald. If you can, all please stand, if you're able, for our national anthem.
Australians, all let us rejoice, for we are young and free, with golden soil and wealth between. Our home is good by sea, our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty rich and rare. In history's page, every stage advanced Australian fair. In joyful strains that let us sing, advanced Australian fair.
Oh, come on, Old Station. Put your hands together for Gracie. And Dad up there in the Cessna, Paul Bennet, our parachutist. I'm going to see if you're all awake. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! 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 Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oh yeah, you are ready for an air show. Have a look at that. That's a massive Australian flag, a lot of weight on that. And Paul Bennet in that Wolf Pitch Pro for a good minute now has been pulling a constant G-force of about 8 as he spirals around through very tight, keeping an eye on the parachuter as they bring our Australian flag safely back down here and to start the aerobatic section of the Old Station Air Show. When he lands, I would like to get great response from the crowd, some cheering and yelling, and let them know you appreciate what you have just seen. And how about Paul? Still on it. Still part away indirectly. And of course, Cement Australia, I'd like to thank you for sponsoring our flag drop here at the 2025 Old Station Air Show. Come on, Old Station, make some noise! The best Australian anthem and flag drop you have ever seen. Now, Paul, the son of a gun running across there, Jed Bennett, Paul's son as well, helping out into the snap rolls. Have a look, we're just going to get just a taste of this beautiful aircraft. Have a listen to the Lycoming 540 scream. He'll put it up there, folks, and absolutely hang that from the prop. Look at that. Brings it back down. Flipping that plate around like it's a frisbee. Smoke back on. I love the sound of that, mate. 400 horsepower. It doesn't even weigh 600 kilos. Power to weight ratio like no other. It is the most advanced biplane in the world, folks. Disappears through the smoke. Spiraling back down now. At speeds down here at on 400 kilometres an hour. Oh, look at that. Snap roll through on a nice 45 climb. And have a look at this. He'll just flips it straight over the top of itself. Come on, Old Station. Show your appreciation. Paul Bennet. Pinpoint perfect. 4-point hesitation roll there. Doesn't that bird look fine in this beautiful Queensland sky? Just punching off, and a big shout out to all the photographers here this weekend as well. You're going to get some great shots. Showing off the immense horsepower of this machine. It's light, it's fast, and it's bright. And it's got one of the best pilots in the world at the stick. Look at him just hang there. So we'll slide back down through the smoke.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of my favourite parts, when he shuts it down. First time you see and hear that, it takes your breath away. And this is only a taste of what you'll see. We'll see Paul 2 more times on a solo display and in a Sky Ace display with his number 2 pilot. Here we go, more snap rolls. The stress loads on this aircraft, plus to minus 10 Gs. The uninitiated, that means Paul weighs 10 times his normal weight. On a positive, that's putting you back in the seat. A negative, it's trying to throw you out of the aircraft. Look at that front flip. What maneuverability as he just flops back down. smoke on as he comes through, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for Paul Bennet and the Wolf Pit Pro.
Pretty cool.
Interesting part, there are no flaps on this aircraft. A huge wingspan. But when he brings this back down, he should pull a single or double hammerhead there. As he hangs it by the prop. There's 1, 2. There you go. And you'll watch as it drops. I associate it to a duck kicking their ducklings out of the nest for the first time. He side drifts it down, trying to slow that aircraft down. Richard's on the ground safe on the 185. We didn't even see him come in. And Paul is now down on the strip. He'll usually hot dog his way along. I'm not sure if he's going to do that here, but all the way along, if you can hear me, this is your time. I don't want you just to be loud. I want you to look loud. Get your hats, get your kids, wave them up in the air, show the appreciation of Paul Bennet, the Wolf Pitch Pro, Richard McDonald, all putting together an awesome flag drop and start to the Old Station Air Show. He doesn't pay himself, he reckons. He gets paid by the reaction of the crowd. And what a reaction here at Old Station. Great job. Look at that little aircraft. Beautiful plane.
I'll just start.